Hey everyone, it's the Toymaker Reviews, and today we're looking at the Eve of the Daleks B&M set. Let's get into it. So this set comes from Eve of the Daleks, which was a 2022 New Year's special, I believe. I might be wrong on that, but that's what it says there, but I believe it was a New Year's special. And of course it comes from the 13th Doctor era, and these Daleks specifically are Executioner Daleks from that story, as it says right here. 5.5 scale range, B&M limited edition badge, character options logo, History of the Daleks 21, and collector figure set. And I have to say, the packaging design, I really absolutely enjoy it. I just love this packaging design. This is the front of the packaging. This is the side. It says the 13th Doctor. History of the Daleks set, number 21. Same stuff as the front. Now here is the back of the packaging. Now I'll have a zoom up on all this. Now you can read this if you want. I'm not going to, because it's just going to take too long and I want to get this review done, so you can pause and read if you wish. And this is the side, again, without the 13th Doctor on the bottom. And this is the top, and unfortunately I do have a dent there, but that doesn't matter because we're going to open these. And this is the bottom of the box. You can read all that crap if you want. Here comes the fun bit. How to open this. Trusty blade or whatever you're going to use. And let's have a look here. So, yeah, so it only has one tab here, so you just take your blade and you just... how do I do this now? I'm going to do this with the camera setup. Okay, so you just pull this. There we go. Boy, this hurts the shoulders. Alright, so then we just pull this out here. That is our packaging right there. So, first impressions. Really like the backdrop in this. It's pretty standard on the B&M sets, and I think on some of the online exclusives, but yeah, really like this blue sort of like vortexy design. And these Daleks, first impressions, look quite nice. How does that work now? Does that just pull right out? No, they don't. So how does this come out? How does that work now? Ah, so I see what they did. You may not be able to see it on camera, but there's a lip right at the top here, and I think they actually glued this to the back of the box. Now that sucks, but I get why they did that. I don't want to destroy the insert of this, but I guess we're gonna have to. Alright, so basically you're just gonna have to do this for the entire thing. Now you can use this side here as like a hinge or something. You can just pull this out or like that. This is a struggle. This is a pain in the arse, isn't it? But we'll get there, I promise. So what I did was specifically this. I used the bottom as a hinge, and yeah, that works quite well, I have to say. You can just stick this back together and it should be fine to go back in the packaging. So I think this is all in frame. Yeah, relatively so. First impressions, again, with these Daleks out of the packaging, these Daleks look absolutely gorgeous. I really love the color on these. Some say it may be too dark, it's the wrong color. I think the paint is spot on. Now, I could be entirely mistaken by Dalek experts out there, but from what I can personally see, it looks to be a match quite well. I do notice that these Dalek claw-like appendages are open. If I recall correctly, the claws were actually closed in the story. Yeah, so that's basically my only gripe about that. Daleks have a nice little Gatlin exterminator gun. Yeah, I really like these Daleks. Now, this will make a fantastic addition to any 13th Doctor era fan or collector, or even in your collection itself. It makes a fantastic addition. Now, in terms of functions, these are, of course, just your standard, typical Dalek that goes around and wants to destroy you and say, "Exterminate!" So, these appendages do move. I'm not going to move them in case I break it, which could very likely happen. So this goes up and down. I believe the head turns. Yep. So that can turn and whatnot. Back to the center. These appendages move. Yeah, that's basically it. These Daleks look great. It's from the story. It looks quite accurate in my opinion. I think it looks fantastic. I think that is the Daleks completed for 13's era, apart from the sort of like black and red Daleks from, is it Revolution of the Daleks? I don't remember. But it was a Dalek story, and they were black, and they had like red glow in their shell. I think that might be a really cool B&M exclusive Dalek set, which we should probably get next time, like next year. But anyway, back to this Dalek set. You get two of the same Dalek, and I think it's fantastic. I don't really have any faults. The only problem I can see is that some of the appendages are warped. Now, that is kind of hard to... It's kind of hard to judge because they do go into the packaging and they do get like bent and warped and stuff. I'm not going to suggest how to straighten them out because I don't know how to. But if somebody does know, they can let us know, of course. Let me know, and I might or might not do that. Overall, 10 out of 10. Really enjoy these Daleks. I think the color and overall look is accurate to the story. These arms, I think, were closed in the story. They were never open. That's what I think. I'm just rambling at this point. I, again, love this Dalek set, and I suggest everyone go and get these. I think these are fantastic. Hope you guys enjoy this sort of showcase review. It's not really much of a review, is it? Well, sort of. But hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll see you guys next time. See you later. So, I think this is an... Oh, shit. So this set comes from Eve of the Daleks, which was a New Year's special, I believe, if I remember correctly. Of course, it's in the 13th Doctor era. Oh my gosh. It's in the 13th Doctor era. That freaked me out.